Welcome back to another episode of Who Am I to Judge Pod. I'm Alexis.
And I am Samantha. Can you hear me?
Yeah, I can hear you. Samantha's pressed y'all to show her cleavage. She has her
No,
microphone down
I'm
there so people
not.
hear. So people have to be like looking
Alexis,
down.
you're just mesmerized by my cleavage because this is how I look all the time. I
I'm
literally
dead.
just have big boobs, and cleavage is what comes from that.
What size boobs do you have?
Child, I don't know. Definitely double D.
I need to get mine like measured. This is something that I've like been thinking about the last past 2 weeks because I haven't had like a formal measuring since I like first got a bra, and and I feel
Alexis.
like I need to get a formal measure, like, go to a place where the ladies like put out
Wait.
the what is it called?
Yes, the measuring
It's
thing.
the measuring thing and like because
Measuring
I
tape.
want a nice fitting bra, not like a bra that fits because I like think it does,
I'm also due for a proper measuring because, yeah, it's definitely. But I need to go somewhere where they know what they're doing because I've gotten measured before and it was all wrong. So
What did they say? Why was it wrong?
it was just like, oh, you're a 32D. And like, I
You're like,
like
that
get
joint
the
about to be
bras from
tight as
other
shit.
people. Yeah, I'm like, this is so tight. And I'm like, I don't know, maybe Victoria's Secret had like their own measuring system, but it's
That's
like, where do
funny.
the girls go get measured these days?
Girl, I need to go into a freaking like shop where there's like a 60-year-old woman like ready to like take my measurements and is like, it doesn't need to be
Like
a cute
on
bra.
Broad
Like,
City.
yes, like on Broad City, on Sex in the City, when Miranda's like, "Excuse me," I need it like that because I want like a nice. It doesn't even have to be cute bra. I just want it to be well fitting bra because I feel like most of the time I just wear bralettes and like in sports bras, but it's like I want a real bra.
I know. Same.
Whatever, but do
How
people
are
do that
you?
nowadays? That's another thing I want to put out there. Like,
What?
are people really like buying? Are people getting their boobs measured? Are they going and buying like the correct fitting bra? Do they actually have a current size that's like current
Some
and
people
real?
do, yes.
Or are people really just like wearing bralettes nowadays? I need to know.
I mean, I think it's I think people are definitely wearing bras. I think a lot of people, bralettes are like a thing, but I think people do wear bras, and I think that people probably are measuring themselves at this point. Like on Amazon or something. It's like, what's the sizing chart? Like,
That's real. But I'm doing good. Today's been a busy day. Went to the gym, did some work for my part-time job, and then did, my normal grind of I did an informational interview today with someone. I then had sent out a bunch of messages requesting them. I looked for jobs and updated my job tracker. And then I also just got a request for someone to want to talk to me today. I was like, oh my, that's so cool. So I'll definitely
no.
obviously talk to her. And then yeah, it's just been busy. Yesterday I made Ina Garten, I think her name is Ina Garten. She's like that chef, the baker.
Mm-hmm.
I made her brownie pudding. It was
Mm-hmm.
good. I had girl dinner last night. Like literally, Julia made like a whole dinner, and then I was like, I'm on my period. I was like, I'm gonna have the brownie pudding and some ice cream, and that's literally what I
Alexis,
had.
you're funny. Living on the
But
edge.
live it on the edge. But yeah, I mean, I'm feeling good. I always feel good when I work out. So I'm feeling okay. I'm trying to remain positive in this time and believe that, no, I'm not going to say it out loud, but I'm going to try to remain positive. I got the end of Julia's Christmas gifts, and I got
No.
my sister's Christmas gift. I got Aries. So I'm good on Christmas. Everyone that I need to buy for
Great.
has Christmas gifts, except, I mean, I every year I get like I take on a person's like wishes from the church, and so my mom will buy whatever that person
Oh,
wants from my account. So
this is news to me.
yeah, I've been doing it since I actually was like Probably college, like, and the tree
Uh,
had always been there at church growing up, so, like, my family did it, and then once I was able to have a job, I mean, I'm unemployed, but it's like, it could be worse. I always tell myself that, and so I'm like,
oh
if
my
I can help
god,
somebody
yeah.
worse, I'm gonna help somebody worse, so,
Yeah.
with my little limited funds, whatever the person wrote down that they wanted, I'm gonna buy it, so
What do they usually ask for?
usually, my mother likes to stay with the younger ones because they always usually have a
Aw.
cheaper list where they want, like, specific toys or they want, like, specific clothes or toys. The older ones usually want, like, a little bit more expensive stuff, like some gadgets, like, I'm not saying, like, an
Right.
iPhone, but it's like maybe they want, like, an iPhone case and a headphone, wireless headphones. It's like you could go to literally you could get, like, a $50 one.
Yeah,
You
like
don't have to get, like
$30. Yeah.
right, 30, you don't have to get the AirPods. My mom was like, "I'm not getting the AirPods." I'm like, "Whatever." So it's like, they want, like, that, or they might want, some, like, really specific shoes, like, I want this type of shoe, and it's like a $150 shoe or something, It's like, I want the,
Okay.
the Jordans, blah, um but
Aw.
again, these times most of the times you can get them for cheap. Like I got Kilo one of some shoes and I bought it during Black Friday and they were 150 originally and I paid less than three figures. So it's like this is how I feel. I'm like, I love getting gifts. So the one time a year where I can like help somebody's family and it's not like I have to buy their whole list. It's just like they put down like one or two things. I'm going to do
Oh,
it because
we should all
I
be
know I
like,
can.
honestly, like, that's what we should like, that should be, like, what we do, I feel like that would
Mhm,
be so, like if everybody did that, people would
mhm.
have such better Christmases?
They would, and it's just a way to give back. It's just like I feel like I always have to put my life in perspective. Yes, I'm unemployed basically or
Mhm.
underemployed, you could say. I live in an expensive city. It sucks, but it's like there's always worse, and
Oh
I
my god.
understand that. I want to be grateful for my situation. So, yes, if I need to spend like $90 on someone, I'll do it because it makes me happy, to be honest.
Yes, I love
Mhm.
that.
But what about you? How are
Yeah.
you?
I'm good, actually. I feel good, just like how you were saying, just being grateful for your situation, like, I am officially moved back with my parents, and
Mhm.
I'm just grateful that I have somewhere to go back to, like,
Mhm.
when shit
Mhm.
gets real, and it's like my
Mhm.
parents' house, it's like a nice house, like, my mom's, like, just already helping me so much, and just, like, I just have, like, a I just have everything I need,
Mhm.
and Jupiter's adjusting well. Oh my god, Jupiter and Simba, like, they wanted to play so bad last night. We have, like, a little gate up right now, cause like, there's, like, a gate before my bathroom and then, like, my room and now my mom's craft room. So that's,
Mhm.
like, my little, like, apartment area. So they were like, they see each other through the gate and they're like, Jupiter was in his play stance, like, Simba
Have
was
they
in
yet to
his.
see each other past the gate? Like, or
They
no?
have, but we
Oh,
need
okay.
to go outside. Like, we need
Mhm.
to go
Mhm.
to a field, and that has
Mhm.
not happened yet. But they're
Mhm.
they're so ready, like, they wanna
Is
play.
Simba happy that you're in the
Oh my
house?
god,
I know Simba's
Simba
like, "Hell
is
yeah."
he is so Simba, I'm so proud of Simba, like, he's been maturing, like, he's 5, like, he's just happy to have me there. Like,
Mhm.
he's just like, "I'm happy to see Jupiter," like, I just want everybody to get along so that I can be with everybody?
Mhm.
So yeah, last night was my first official night, um, and I worked the later shift today, so it's just been nice to not be at work.
Mhm.
So,
Yeah,
yes,
sounds good.
feeling the moment.
Well, I mean, that's real. I'm happy about that. It's interesting, I follow this woman on TikTok, and anytime, like, Julia hears her video, she's like, "Turn her off," because she's like, it's just like she's going through, like, hard she, I would say, views life through a glass half empty way. So it's like whenever she's, like, reflecting on her day or, like, what's going on in her life, it's always through, like,
Who
the
is
lens
this?
of I forget her name, but she always comes up. She has this black woman with dreads. She has a daughter who is, like has, like, a lot of, like, behavioral mental health issues to the point where, like, now her daughter's in, like, a residential home, I think, for the next, like, month, um, but she's just always but I say this to say, because her daughter has a lot of, like, behavioral mental health issues, she is constantly having to spend money on, like, taking her to transporting her to residential because she's defiant and she's not, she's like refusing to go. So she has to pay people to like come that are professionals to like basically grab her and put her in a car and take her. And like,
Who is
um,
this on
she's
TikTok?
gone to like she's actually has a lot of like court cases
That's
against her daughter
so
for like
random.
for assaulting her. So basically what I'm saying is she
Oh
spends a
my
lot of money.
goodness.
Like I mean the damage her mother her not her mother, her dad her daughter does to like the property when she gets mad. She has a lot of like bills to pay back to her
I've
landlord
never
because of
seen this
shit.
person.
But I say all this to say she's like now having to move because her place flooded the other day. So she has to like flood move so they can like repair the damages. And I say all this to say that there are some people's lives who are just like it's chaos, and like and just like it seems like it's a never ending cycle of like,
Mhm.
well, this happened again and this happened again. And I'm just so
Mhm.
grateful, one, for my mindset. Like, I am a person who usually believes things will work out. And I talk that way most of the time. Of course, I can get in my ruts where I'm like, no, nothing will work out for me this hour. But like after the hour, I'm like, okay, fine. And it's like
Mhm.
and it's like I'm grateful for that. And I'm also just grateful that my life is not full of chaos because there really is people who just live in
Oh my
chaos. It's like
god.
something I
Yes. I remember, like, this world is crazy, like, there's
mhm.
people that are just going through crazy things every day, and, yeah, I feel like I've been reflecting on that recently, just, like, just grateful that things are pretty happy-go-lucky for most of the time, like, it's nothing, domestic or, like, it's just, like, there's just a level of normalis normalcy, and I
Uh-oh.
feel like, um, and I feel like that's kind of, like, rare, like, there's a lot of people that deal with crazy shit all the time, like, even just yeah. Anyways, I agree.
Well, let's get to it. Okay. Who's on
No, we
trial?
didn't really talk about this.
Well, I have something I want to talk
Um,
about if you don't
okay.
have anything on your
No,
mind.
go ahead. I mean, I do
Well,
wanna talk about the Diddy doc, but we can get to that.
we can get to that, but I also want to watch it and have like a better conversation. But yeah, we can talk about it. What I was gonna say was, so there's been this TikTok that's going viral this week, and the woman's name is, let me pull up her TikTok name. It's because everybody's talking about it. Okay, her name is. Give me one second.
Our TikToks are vastly
Okay,
different, that term
her
is
name
really
is
rare.
DA Villain You Made, and U is the letter U. The Villain You Made, and everyone's been talking about her because so she made a TikTok post like whatever, then a white man commented under it some racist shit like I'm sick of black fatigue and N words this and da da da. He just said a bunch of crazy shit under her like comment, and
Mhm,
for black creators, well, not even black creators. For creators in general, if you're an influencer or just put yourself out there, you are subjected to like harassment. Like people will say mean shit, but especially marginalized people, people will go there and say the crazy
mhm,
shit to you. And so I say all this to say, I say that to say a lot of people, deal with it, they move on or they block those people. But the villain you made like drove 3 hours and recorded herself like walking into like she did some research to find where this man works, immediately like drove to his job and confronted him and was just like, hi, so you don't, and she records this interaction. She's like, hi, so you don't know me. I'm the one who made that video today that said da 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 da. And you commented under saying da 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 da. And so like the white man, you just hear him in the background being like, oh yeah, yeah. And she was like, and I'm here for an apology. And she was like, so I wrote down an apology and I'm going to give it to you right now so you can read it, or I'm going to let your employers know that this is the type of behavior you do, like publicly.
mm.
And he's just like stunned. Like he's just like, okay, yeah, I'll read it. And he like reads it and it's basically like,
Oh my
I
god.
apologize. Like I don't, whatever. And um it started this broader conversation on TikTok of like, y'all really don't realize how easy it is to find some of y'all. Like find us. Like you sometimes we think we're behind the screen, we're keyboard warriors, we can do whatever. But it's so easy to trace back who these people are and also then like where they work, possibly even where they live, or the state they live in. You could maybe even narrow it
Oh,
down to the city. But
for sure.
um, it's like, we don't realize it, but then also like, what does this look like for the future? Like, like it's just like, is this now what people are gonna start doing? There was like a renaissance of people who like reported, crazy people's jobs, and they would just be like tag their work and be like, this person said this to me, and fire them basically. But now it's like, what does this mean for the
Mhm.
future? Like, is this what we're gonna do? Like, we'll pull up to the person's job. We can
Right,
probably
people
find that
about
through
to pull up.
LinkedIn. Right, we can probably find that through LinkedIn, right? Like, pull up to the person's job, put them on blast in front of their whole fucking
Mhm.
office, saying they said this. You need to apologize. I don't know. And so Dominique made a video being like, "This is the
Well,
kind of mess I love. This is the type of carry on I love. Like this, you need to hold people accountable." I've
especially
seen.
because apparently
Go
sorry, I
ahead.
was gonna say apparently, like, she's been going through it with, the DL Whisperer or something. I'm, like, trying to catch up on, like, TikTok drama because 'cause I've been
Yeah.
off of it for a little bit, but, like, I was trying to follow what Dominique was talking about because she was just like she keeps on making this joke about, like, "First day in the penitentiary, like, y'all thought I was gonna be somewhere." Do you
I
know
know. I
anything
saw
about
that.
that?
Yes, I saw that. I saw that. I mean, I don't know what the specifics
Is
are,
she
but I
talking
watched
about the
that.
DL Whisperer?
I believe so. It's just
Okay.
interesting, but what are your thoughts on that? Like pulling up, like it's just like, like if you got the time, you got the fucking time, like, and that like people, there's
Yeah.
consequences for
People
that.
do have time these days.
Hmm.
Yeah,
That's
I
true.
mean, I think this I feel like this fuck around and find out, like, thing is real and people do need to wake up a little bit as, like, that could happen. That's why you need to think about what you're doing in terms of, like, commenting and talking about certain people and, like, um yeah, because you don't know who is like, who that what type of person that is, and a lot of people are that, like, pull up, like, it's
He's
kinda
lucky
she
she
probably
wasn't
woke a lot of people
crazy.
up.
Right. Like he's
Yeah.
lucky she wasn't like, and I have a gun in my bag, or like, or just stabbed him or something. Like
"Oh, we're
he's
about to
lucky.
fight."
Right. Or we're about to fight, pull up. Like he's lucky she was just like, read this apology.
Right, exactly. He is lucky. And so, I think it's a wake-up call for people to be like, "Oh, shit," like, this is people can, as my sister will say, like, people can use their free will and do what
Yeah.
they wanna do, and it's just like 3 hours is nothing, and it is
Yeah.
so easy to find people now, like, it is too easy almost, and so, yeah, and you don't wanna and it is kinda scary. People may start, thinking more in those terms, like, I know doxing has become, like, such a real thing, but
Mhm.
people pulling up to the actual place could become a thing. I don't know. Be
I
careful
know, and
what
that's
you
why
say out
it's
there.
like this is the thing. I have never been so compelled to want to write a mean comment under a post. Like, I have never written a mean comment. The most I've done is like I watch a lot of lives that talk about Brene and Tim, and I'll write in the lives being like shaking my head or like she's desperate to keep Tim. Like I'll write stuff like that in the
I would
live
love
chat,
to see you
but
in
I
the
would
live.
never leave like a nasty comment under someone's page. Like that to me is just too permanent. And it's also just like I don't know them.
Yeah, I'm trying to think, like, I definitely am not a crazy commenter. I feel like I commented on Dr. Umar's post when
I
he, like,
remember
was,
that.
ignoring his daughter. I was just like,
Mhm.
"I'm so
I remember
disappointed
reading
in
it.
you, Dr. Umar." But, like right, but it's not casual, like, I'm not like, "Ew," like, people are just I don't know, I don't understand that energy, and I think that's kinda what getting back to what we were talking about of just, like, just the kind of drama that some people live with. Like, obviously, some people are, it's just their life circumstance or whatever. But the energy of like commenting negativity under people's posts and like that's just something that you do on a regular basis, that's a different type of person, you know?
I mean, it's a different
And
type
it's
of
a lot of
person. And
people, isn't it? I'm like, I don't have like a, like
I think
big
I would
oh,
love to know the percentage of like men and women who leave bad comments. Because in my mind, if I had a guess, I feel like it's like men and you know how like they're saying like men are like lonelier nowadays. Part of me thinks that like that has something to do with mean comments because like for her it was like a white man. And I remember like so when I was in high school, I got tutored every Saturday morning. I went to the New Carrollton Library and got tutored by Mr. Foley, who was this older white man and like retired, like old at that age. And I went for him for all 4 years. And I remember him saying to me one time, like, I was like, oh, what are you doing this weekend? He was like, oh, like, catch up on my YouTube comments. Like, I'm currently in like kind of like a beef with one of the commenters. So I said it to say this was like his hobby, like, like going to different videos and then like commenting on them and getting in like fights with people. And it wasn't like, and so I said this to say he lived alone with his dog. Like I remember one time he like invited me to go like have an Italian, like me and like my cousin Allison, because we all the cousins went like to have like Italian food with him like one Saturday. Like it's like he was very lonely, and so I wonder if like men are more inclined to write mean comments under people's posts they don't know, and I wonder if it's because they're lonely.
yeah. I would be interested to see a survey. I do think there's a lot of miserable people, period, and like, just I don't know, like, I think just even the energy of commenting, like, people like, I've seen certain people that are just like, no," like, like, "You're not about to talk to me like that," like, or "You're very demanding for just, like,
Mhm.
being a random person," and so,
Mhm.
I think that's just kind of generally the kinda way people talk to each other, especially on TikTok maybe, and
Mhm.
maybe even Twitter, but, like, I feel like Reddit is much more friendly, but people do get obviously annoyed on Reddit. But again, it depends on where you are on the internet. Like we've said, there's so many different facets of the internet that I'm sure I'm not even, you know, aware of. So yeah, that is
I
crazy. What do
love
you think
that. Yeah.
about it?
I mean,
Do you
I'm
think
all about that kind of stuff. Like pull up, like if not like fight, but like confront them. Like if someone has the nerve to do that, yes, throw the and I love that she caught him off guard. I love that it wasn't planned and he could be like prepared. Like I love that it was like she like walks into the office and is like, is so and so here? And they're like, yeah, I'll go. And she was like, he's expecting me. Yeah, I'll go and get him. Bring him out. And he's like, oh, mind you,
yeah,
the office shenanigans are still happening. Like people are getting papers, moving, walking past, and hearing this interaction. Like
right.
I love that it was like on the spot and forced him to like it forces him to have to be accountable. I feel like if he had time to prepare, he wouldn't. He would,
Mhm.
he wouldn't. It's
Duck and
different. It's
dodge.
right. It's a different type of like forcing you to be accountable when it's like, yeah, I'm in front of like my peers who actually don't want them to know that I'm behaved like this. And now she's confronting
Right.
me. I could make it a scene and refuse, or I could just read this apology to get it over with. And now, it's like, I like that. And I like that she did at his job.
Mhm.
She didn't come to his house. She didn't come to, because it's like, we're not going to
Right.
get the police involved. I'm not going to cause a scene. I just want you to read this apology and know that you said this.
Mhm.
So like, I love that. I think that I do think people need to be accountable for the shit they do and say and yeah,
That's the
I'm
smartest
here
way to
for it.
do it. That
It's
was the smartest
interesting.
way to do it.
Right, exactly. And it's interesting though because like I saw that like this morning when I like woke up, like there was like possibly that she's like went to jail or got like arrested for it because like apparently it's like blackmail if you like force someone to do something or you're going to do this, and she basically forced him to
Mhm.
read that apology or I'm going to go to your employer right now. And so like she's like he like put something in for blackmail, but I'm like, boo, you fucking pussy. Like, like you like
Right.
said, like you're not big and bad. Like you said all that shit, but the minute she makes you read an apology, you're now like crying.
Right, and you did it, like, boy, you just didn't wanna get fired, and it's just like, I coulda just went right to your
Right.
employer, and now you're probably gonna get fired anyway
If
because
you're that big
you're
and bad, you should have said, "No, I'm not reading this fucking thing. Go to them right now.
exactly,
Go tell them what I
exactly.
said." But you didn't,
Yep,
nigga. Damn, you're making me
yeah,
cuss now. Yeah, I gotta stop. But
Alexis. But
it's
yeah,
just
it
annoying.
and I'm just glad she wasn't on no 'cause I definitely don't want people fighting and doing crazy things, like, because it can get ugly real fast, okay?
That's fighting
I don't
is
want
just
people
so
getting ideas.
interesting. Like,
I know, I definitely follow the girl that's like, "This is what you wear to a fight," it's like like, "Don't wear your hair like this," like, telling you, like, how to fight, and I'm just like, "Okay, I hope nobody tries to fight me." Like,
but
what if
go
somebody
ahead.
tried to fight you, Alexis? What would you do?
Off of what I said or just in life?
Just I guess in life.
I've thought about this before, like, would I fight? I mean, I think I would say a lot with my words while they're trying to get that going. Like, I would just be like, "This is embarrassing." Like, I would just, like, say stuff like, egging it on kind of, but, like, making them feel
Somebody about to get
shamed.
stole on you.
Like, "This is embarrassing. You have nothing to lose. Like, we're 30 something,
Alexis,
really?" I feel like I would just say stuff like that while they're trying to be like, "Pull up, come on." I'd be like I would just say slick shit. And then eventually I'd be like, "No,
and
like,
they
I'm not
swung
fighting
on
you."
you.
Like, they swung on me?
Yes.
Whew.
Alexis, that's so
I
funny.
think oh, I don't know. It depends on who it is. Like, if it's like a crazy person who's just disrespected off of me, like bumping them or
Mhm.
something, and they swung on me, I would call the police. Like to me, I'm like, that's the type of person that I need off the streets. Like it's just like I'm sorry, but it's
Mhm.
like you're nuts. Like I would call the police and I would be like, over a bump, bitch. And now you
Mhm.
have bigger fucking problems than me. Now, if it was
Mhm.
over something I truly thought, like, was bigger and like, I would fight someone over Mellow.
Mhm.
Like, if someone swung on me
Aw.
and, like, there's something like, I would fight someone over there's certain people I would fight someone over my mother. Like, I've thought about that before, because my mother,
Mhm.
she don't care. Like, she's sometimes I'm like, "Mom, like, stop," because she's, like, getting mad at the, like, receptionist or something. But, like, I feel like sometimes she can, like, be not
Right.
entitled in a bad way, but like be like, adamant about something and then other
Good,
people are
yeah.
annoyed while it's happening. Like if somebody
Mhm.
were to disrespect her, I would say something back. And then if they wanted and if they
Oh.
put up and if they ever anyone ever put their hand on my mom in front of me, it wouldn't
Oh,
even be a
yeah.
question. That wouldn't be a
Yeah,
question.
for sure. For
And
sure.
Aquila too, obviously. My father, obviously. But yeah, I think those would be and Dee but I think those would be the only people that I would like. It would be like no question. It doesn't matter. Like I don't like that's crazy. What about you?
I think that's good reasoning.
Mhm.
Um, I think that's good reasoning. I agree. Like, I feel like there's certain people that can take me there, and I definitely my mom knows, like, "Do we need to pull up?" Like, "We will." Um, and, like, I just know it's so funny, like, people definitely have had like, tried to get an attitude with my mom, like, the parking people, and, like,
Mhm.
I am like, excuse like, don't fucking talk to her like that." Like, like, I will start to cuss and become my real self because it's just
Mhm.
like, "What are you doing?" Um, I think it would, like you said,
But
be
what if
something
someone
like
swung on you, like you bumped them and they like swung on you? Are you fighting or are you
I
like
think
calling the
that
police?
I think that bumped me, I think I would, like, call the police, especially if they didn't hit me, but
No,
if
they hit
somebody
you. They connected.
that would probably be my instinct at that point. Because some people, it's just like I could see myself, like, just getting that mad, and if somebody hit me, just, like, something taking over me and, like,
Mhm.
hitting them back or just trying to do something back.
Mhm.
Um, yeah, but I would try to, like, hopefully it'd be like, "What the fuck?" I don't know. I've never been in that situation.
I've
Like,
never been in that
hitting
situation
me?
either. Luckily, I have never been in an environment where that was normal. Like, we went to private, not that the people aren't fighting at private schools, but it's like we went to schools where like it was nobody was
Yes.
fighting, so you would just look honestly, you would look more like an outsider if you hit somebody, and then
Mhm.
like, and then like, um, and then in college, like who's fucking fighting out on campus? Like it's
Right.
embarrassing.
But
And then
that
as an
is, like,
adult,
rare too. I think,
right?
like, we're, like, a rare people,
I
like,
agree.
people
I
are
do.
surprised when they're like, "What? You never fought anybody?" Or, like, fights weren't, like, a regular thing?
No, I mean, it's funny
Not
because
at all.
it's funny because even like when I taught at MCP, there was an occasional fights like I mean, I don't consider the elementary school fights to be real fights. I'm
Yeah,
sorry.
they're
Like,
like right,
but
right,
like,
right,
I've seen third graders attempt to like swing on each other and go at it, but then I'm like,
right.
okay,
I
stop.
know, these
Like,
are
for
literally
real.
babies, like,
Right, but,
come
like,
on now.
the middle schoolers would fight occasionally, but, like, it wasn't like a everyday, multiple times a day thing. I feel like I'm glad I wasn't in that type of environment because,
Me
um,
too.
I don't think that's good for the psyche to even get in one fight. Like, to be in a situation where you felt like you had to, like, fight to, like, get out of it
I
or survive or
know.
whatever, like, that even if you won, like, I still don't think that's, like, good for your
I
mental health.
agree, and I think my spirit is the same, like, I feel like I would still not want to
Mhm,
even deal with that, like, like,
mhm.
I just never had an urge to, like, wanna fight, and also, my parents weren't like, "You need to make sure you know how to fight," and, like,
No, and I would never say that to my kid, like, I think that's toxic, I think that's really
but
bad.
that's very normal, like,
Mhm.
don't let anybody like, if somebody hits you or, like, you need to make
But I
sure that
also
you
just
stand up
feel
for yourself.
like you say, instinct is instinct. You're never gonna fight, but instinct is instinct. I feel like my mom did never told
Right.
me, like, make sure you stand up for yourself in hitting ways, but I feel like my mom has confidence that if somebody were to swing on me in a way where I felt like I
Right.
needed to swing back, that I
I'm
could and
normal to
would.
stand up for myself,
Yes.
yes.
Mhm,
Like, you have
mhm.
like, a self-esteem that will allow you to do that.
I mean, I remember one time when I was teaching, I had taught these 2 girls, Caitlin and Samaya, they, like, definitely didn't like each other. Anytime they interacted with each other in the classroom, it turned into, like, screaming, and, I remember so their parents got involved because of how much, like, it was just on site whenever they were together, and I will
Mhm.
never forget, like, Caitlin's mom and Samaya's mom, mind you, was, like, young, like, she was my age, so, like, I remember Samaya's mom, I was like, "What'd you do this weekend?" She was like, girl, I had to get in a fight. And I was like, why? She was like, this little, mind you, she was probably like 23. She was like,
Mhm.
this 17-year-old hit my car. So we had a fight. And I'm like literally like an accident, like a car accident. Like he
Right,
like hit the
right.
car by accident and she told him to pull it, like, get up, like, get out, let's go. And so I'm saying like, this is the type of mother she had. And then Caitlin's mom was just very like, no tolerance for anything. Like the minute someone disrespects her, she's yelling, da da da. So like,
Mhm.
I'll never forget they were interacting because something had happened, like, somebody was time for pickup, somebody was complaining to their mom, both their moms were there, so we're like, "No, let's talk about it right now." And all I heard was, Samaya's mom being like, "Well, there's a field up the street, we can just take them right now." Like, like, and I'm like, "This is a 3rd grader, like, you're literally, like, being like," and she was like, "And I
Right?
guarantee you Samaya's gonna beat that ass," or something like that,
Oh
and I'm
my
like,
god. See what I
there are
mean?
parents, like, don't think that's like you're right. Like they don't think that's a bad thing at all. Like she's like, "Oh, there's a field up the street. Somebody's gonna beat that ass." And I'm like, "Oh my god,
Yeah, I
crazy."
just don't know how my thing is just, like, this for me, it's like, this wouldn't end here, it's just like, that fighting doesn't, like, settle it. It's
That's true.
like,
It doesn't settle. It just
for
causes more
me
tension
yes, it just causes
because
way
now it's
more
like you fought.
now I, like every time I see you, I don't like you. Like, it's just like, I
Every
don't
time I
know,
see you, I
we
want to
just
fight you again. Like
yeah,
it
every
just
time I
raises
see
the
you, I wanna
tension.
fight you again, yes. So, yeah, I'm definitely grateful that I feel like we're talking about all this, like, stuff we're grateful for, of just, like, being in an environment. Because yeah,
Healthy, yes.
I wouldn't want that pressure. I wouldn't want that pressure,
Mhm.
and I know how easily that could have been the case for me, like I said, whether it's my birth chart, like, I have a lot of Scorpio on my chart, they say it's just, like, people can be intimidated by your energy for whatever reason. Like, there's been people
Mhm.
that just haven't liked me just because for whatever fucking reason, and I could
Mhm.
so see that
Do
happening.
you
And,
think people look at you and think you're a fighter? Like, do you think people look at you and they're like, "Oh, she could fight"?
no, I don't think so.
Do you
I
think
don't
people would
think
look
so,
at
but
me
I
and think
do want.
that?
I'm trying to think. I think they think you could throw a punch, Alexis.
That's
Yeah.
hilarious.
What do you think about
Okay.
me? Do you think people look at me and think I can't fight and be rude?
I think that you look like a person who would fight. As far as can fight, I don't know, but I think you look like someone who would fight.
That's crazy.
I'm just thinking about you, like, that's why I took a part because I was like, let me just think about Samantha, like, getting out of her car in her normal, like, sweatpants. It's like, yeah, like, this looks like someone who could fight. Who would fight, sorry,
That
if it could take it
that
there.
is so funny. It's just like people, yeah, you really don't know the person.
You be having your hat
Yeah,
on, like, your sneakers on, like, yes.
that is they're like saying if you didn't know me, just like if you saw me on the street.
I think once you get to know you, you're like, "No way."
Yeah, even though I
It's just
have gotten
funny.
mad before. I'm just like I have argued with people before who felt like they want like seemed like they wanted
Mm.
to fight me, and I was like, "What am I about to do?" It's like I'm
I would
mad
tell
enough.
them, "If you fucking touch me, I'm calling the police, bitch. You can go ahead and
Yes,
do
but
that ghetto shit. I'm not. So what you gonna do? Touch me?" I would just be like this. "Touch me?" Just ready to swipe up. "Touch me?"
I'm like, "Will you
They're like
kill
this while I'm like
me?"
this. They're like this while I'm like, "Oh, no, no."
You know,
They're
it's
like, "You gonna
so
touch me?"
funny. That is so fucking real. That is too funny.
Girl, that's crazy. Okay, let's move on. What did you wanna talk about? She ain't
No.
got nothing to talk about, y'all. She ain't got
I
nothing to talk
don't. I
about.
wanted to talk about Diddy, but since you haven't seen it, and that shit is just so dark.
Yeah, I don't wanna
That
talk
shit
about
is just so dark.
it. Stop. Well, talk
Mel
to
doesn't
me
like it.
about I know Mello keeps, like, licking me. I'm like, "Stop it." It's funny because, like, I say this to
They
Julia
say that's
all the
when they
time.
want attention.
Whatever. I was, I was telling Julia this because, the recently there's been a lot of, like, off-leash dogs, like, running up on us, like, when we're walking, which is, again, I
Mhm.
find to be just, like, insane to do in the city, but I always tell Julia, like, "These dog owners don't fucking know me." Like, the minute when I tell you Mello is my child, like, the minute a dog would even latch on to Mello, I would have a stick my car keys in their eye. Like, that's like I always tell Julia, like, I'm poking an eye because I feel like
Oh my
that probably hurts,
god.
that blinds them, and that's probably enough to, like, loosen your grip a little. But it's like, if
Mhm.
your dog does that, like, I'm not gonna
Yeah,
try
they
to
don't
break
know.
it up.
People are not like
Yeah,
that.
it's like, I'm not gonna try to break it up and, like, have my dog have to endure that. I'm not and, like, the pulling, like, I'm not gonna try to, like, yell and hit the dog. Like, I am going to do,
Mhm.
like, probably permanent damage to the dog, enough pain that they get off, you know? And I just feel
Mhm.
like people don't fucking know me. Like, that's like there are
Yeah,
things where I'm like,
people
"I don't
don't
give a
know you.
damn. I don't give a damn."
Yeah, and it's true, like, it's good that you know what you would do in that situation. Cause honestly, it's some, like, situation like that with the small dog, it's, like, seconds, like, everything
Mhm.
matters, you know what I mean?
Right,
And so
I will literally get my
yeah.
key right out my fucking fanny pack and just immediately go, like, calmly just go to the eye. Once I see the eye, just calmly. They're gonna be like, "She's
Alexis
crazy. She's crazy."
Alexis.
Because 'Cause I'll literally just be like,
And,
"Don't
like,
fucking play
so
with
what
me."
what takes you to do that? Like, so them, like, grabbing her and, like, by her neck,
If they grab
basically?
Mello anywhere, I don't care if it's the tip of her ear.
Okay.
If you touch Mello, you're getting your key to my eye. Like, I'm just like I always say this, and I'm like, I'm gonna be crazy with the kid, but I'm like, Mello is a dog who I can, like, say, put my hand on the Bible, does not mess with other dogs. Like, it's like I've never seen
Mhm.
Mello growl at another dog. Mello could care less that a dog is sitting next to her, you know? Mello does not mess with
Mhm.
dogs. So it's like you're, like, bringing confrontation to a dog who actually doesn't even care that you're sitting there. So it's just like
Mhm.
you're
Mhm.
causing the fight. Like, there is no world where like, you are bringing the aggression, so you can only expect that the person is meeting you back with the aggression, you know? And so it's like, what are you gonna think I'm gonna do?
Mhm.
Sit here and try to pull my dog away and have her, like, deal with that pain? Like,
Right.
no.
He's not
What I'm
gonna
gonna do
be
is
doing
calmly take out
anything.
my keys, find the eye, and go,
You are so funny. You're so funny. I did think
Like,
of something to talk about while you were saying that.
wait, go
So
ahead. What do you want to say?
I've seen these videos recently, and it's like this girl, it's like, these are all the reasons. She's just like, I knew I never wanted to have kids, like, and like I have so many reasons why I wouldn't want to have
Oh my God, I
kids.
want to talk about that really quickly. I think this is
Yeah.
this is in the vein of that, but you go ahead and bring it up your thing because I have a thing I want to say about that people with kids versus not kids.
Okay, because you see there's like another discourse happening about that.
Well,
But
okay, I'll tell you later.
you can tell me after.
Yeah.
So basically there's this white girl, she's talking about like she's just like, I knew that I never wanted to have kids and like these are the reasons, like please respect, what I would do for my body, like for my body, because it has nothing to do with your body, whatever. And then she's just like, I want to be able to come home and like have a moment of peace and like quiet. And like if I didn't have that, like I would hate my life. And like
Mhm.
that's why I don't want to have kids. And so she just says like all of these reasons. I'll send you her video and maybe put one in.
Mhm.
But when she was talking, I was just like, oh my God. It just kind of dawned on me. It's just like, yeah, like I wouldn't want that either. Like, it's like I wouldn't want somebody like 24/7 just like holding on me, grabbing on me. Like, it's just like, just
Mhm.
the reason that she said. I wish I could show you
Mhm.
some.
No, I mean you're right.
Um,
Were the people like retweeting it or like or stitching
I
it
mean,
or
it has a
anything?
million likes, but like people
Mhm.
definitely obviously get triggered or whatever. So
What
let
did
me
they
see
say?
if I can find some. Oh yeah, this is what she said. This one's funny.
To me, pregnancy is body horror. It is
Is
quite
this
literally alien to me. I hate it. It makes my skin crawl. The thought of there being a parasite like thing growing and living inside of me that is stealing all my vitamins and nutrients, and that literally my teeth can fall out. Don't even get me started on my stomach being big and you can see something like scratch. No, I hate it. I don't like it. I think pregnancy is way too romanticized, and I don't want that for me.
I want to see
I
what
cannot
that said.
imagine having a long, stressful day at work and all I want to do is come home and do nothing. And then there's a little child that wants attention. There's a child that needs attention from me. And I would
So she just gives all these reasons, and like when she was saying, I'm just like, oh my God, like I would hate that too. Like I would hate that too. And obviously I feel like when your life is different, like if I had more moments of peace than worry and work or whatever, but like even more like just all the stuff she was saying, I was just like agreeing with, and it's just like, whoa, like am I not about to have kids?
Can I tell you something
Just
else
being
too?
child free.
No,
Yeah,
but
tell me.
I think that's a really good point, like, that she made where it's
And
like
people don't
pregnancy
think
often.
before having kids,
Yeah.
I think.
Okay, thank you. Okay, but I thought she brought up a good point of like sometimes pregnancy can be romanticized and it's like there are other parts. But this is the thing that I've been getting on my TikTok where it's like people with with children are being like making
Right.
videos being like basically like people
They're
without
mad at
kids
people without kids. They
people
don't know
without
how much
kids
free
like
time they have.
yeah, they were like, they don't know how much free time they have and had like the privilege that they have, and basically kind of coding it as like it's a privilege, like you have a privilege that I don't have. And this is my thing. I'm like, having a
Yeah.
kid is the one thing that is a complete choice. Sometimes you can't control that, like, you can't choose to be pregnant. You know, there's rape and shit. But having the child is a complete choice. And I'm just like,
Most
it was your
children come
choice.
out of like, yeah.
Yeah, and if you don't choose to birth it, you can buy it, right? You know what I'm saying? Like you had made an intentional choice to have this kid. You made an intentional choice in most cases to lie on your fucking back. Like, why is it now a privilege for the people to not like that don't have kids? It's like you chose
Right.
this, like, and you chose
And
this.
there's
Like, it's not like there
yeah.
you got lucked into this. You know, sorry, not luck. We got lucked into this privilege, and you didn't. You lied. You chose to lie on your back and have this fucking kid. And I'm just like, and did you not think
Why do you
your
gotta say
time?
it like that?
Because y'all, you sure had a good time having the kid. And it's just like, and I'm like, you didn't think you're telling me you didn't think about the fact that you were going to lose your personal time? Sounds like
Yeah, I
someone
don't
didn't think about this choice critically.
yeah. No, I think a lot of people have an internal like an internal they are reckoning with that. Like this girl's like, I would hate my life if I had to do that. Like if I don't have a second to myself, I'm always worried about this kid. Like she was like, the anxiety of having a kid would like consume me. And I'm just like, yes, me too. She's just like anything. She was like, it would outweigh the joy of having a kid because it's just like I'm like worried if I'm like fucking them up all the
Mhm.
time.
But not even
And
that,
this
I'm
is
just
the
like,
world we live in.
I feel like people and I'm not saying this is bad, but
Oh
I'm
yeah,
saying
like
I feel like some people with children are jealous of people without because they didn't realize the things that they will lose and not that I don't think that's normal. I do think
yeah,
that it is normal to have a like, even when I had
yes,
Mello, like, I remember
right.
having a couple days where I'm like, "Oh my gosh, like, this is for the next 13
Oh
years of
my
my
god, I
life." Like,
still have days where I'm just like,
right,
can I have 10
exactly.
minutes? Like this is a
Right.
lot. Like
And
I
so
have
I think it's probably
responsibilities.
normal to have those reflections as a parent. But where I think you go too far is getting mad at the people who don't have kids or acts like you're in an unfair position than people without kids when it's like you chose
Yeah.
to fucking have the kid.
Also, it's just like you chose to like get a dog. It's just like I'm not gonna be
Right, you
like
deal with
the
it.
people that don't have dogs like pets are so lucky, like that they don't have
Right,
to
like,
deal
y'all
with
don't
that.
realize that, like, you're
It's
so
just
lucky and
like
I'm not. What? I chose to
yeah,
buy
it's
the
just
dog.
like yes, and I get like I feel like it's probably so frustrating to like not really know all the things that you need to realize before like I think like even watching those videos like it was kind of awakening for me of just like just like she's just like if I couldn't have a straight 10 hours sleep or like 8 hours sleep like for a long time I would not be happy. Like I
I mean,
love
I
to
think a lot of
sleep.
parents aren't happy. I think
I
they love
love
their
to
kid, but they're not
sleep.
happy. And I think eventually
Yes,
you find a life that it works and you're happy and you're fulfilled and stuff. But I'm just saying, I'm
right.
sure there's an adjustment period where you're like, this wasn't what I
And so
thought.
many people are opting out and like
Hmm.
and going basically being on vacation forever. Like, just
So it's
like
interesting, like, and that's why I feel like these new, like,
even though
art,
it's not a vacation, we
and
still
that's
work,
why I
but
feel like millennial and like Gen Z parents are are feeling this kind of tension towards
yeah.
child-free people
And we can
because
do that
like
village.
well, I was gonna say because I think that yes, millennials are having kids at a decreased rate than the previous generation. Gen Z too. And it's like, so they're seeing a lot of their peers at 35, 36. Maybe they'll have a baby later, but it's like they're still not having kids while another person has three or two. And they're like, kind of jealous of it. And I just feel like,
Yes.
I
And
don't
I
know. I'm
get
sure.
it. I get
Hmm.
that like feeling. Like, like it's not like a this or that. Like I get like and I don't get it all the way because I don't have a child, but like that kind of regret and like I don't think that, people without kids realize it's like, no, like we do. Like I barely can take care of myself. That's why it's just like I'm not about to have no kid right now.
And it's just
And
like,
like
I
I
could honestly,
know
I do. I mean, it's like I don't have a kid, but I could have told you that, hun. I do realize it. I'm gonna go as far as to say I don't have a kid, but I can realize it because I can imagine that once you birth a human infant who can't live without you or survive without you, that
I
my
mean,
personal
yeah,
time is that. I could have told you
for
that, hun.
sure. For sure. I agree. I think it's just I do think that as a society, we romanticize things. Like, they don't realize that it's just like all their money is going to go to it. All like, there's so
That's
much,
the thing.
you
I
know?
was telling Julia this morning, and this is the thing. It's like funny because I was telling Shani, like, this is the year of babies. I feel like in my life, it's like Ashley had a baby, Candace had a baby, Keela had a baby, my friend Jake
Jupiter
had a
is in
baby.
Cancer.
Right. But
That's
then
like
also, I feel like even still with that in mind, when people, my peers tell me that they're pregnant, I'm still have this on my like reaction of
yeah,
like, oh my gosh, really? Like, like, wow, like because I
yeah.
still feel
It's
like
not
we're so
normalized how
young.
much super.
Yes, I feel like we're still so young, but also that like I understand at this age the loss
Yes.
they're gonna take. And not that I'm saying I hope to have a kid one day, but I always say it's gonna be in my late 30s, late 30s. Okay. Like I want to live my life. And it's like, my mom
Yeah.
had me at 36. Like my mom at this point didn't even have me, at my age. And so it's just like,
Mhm.
I feel like I understand the loss people have. So when they tell me, I'm just like, wow. Because I'm like, you're willing to give up this. Okay.
Give
Okay.
up what? What do you feel like people giving up?
Like, for example, Saturday. I didn't feel good. Okay. So like I've been battling possibly the flu or just a really bad cold. I rotted on the
Did you
couch
take a
most of the
COVID
day.
test?
Yes, I did. I didn't have COVID, but
Okay,
I
good.
rotted on the couch most of the day. I ordered some food, talked on the phone, like, and it's just, there's a realization that it's like, obviously I took care of Mella, but that's like, okay, 2 walks, fine, I can feed her. But it's
Mhm.
like, if you have a kid, you have to find. My mom was like, yeah, like on the weekends, like on the weekends when y'all were kids, like we had to entertain y'all. So we were like, oh, we'll go to the aquarium this weekend. We'll go to the park. We'll go to Dave and Buster's. Like we'll take you to Ashley
Mhm.
Nelson's house. Like it's like, so if I had a
Spoiled her
kid
day.
on this past Saturday, I still would have had to shower, get up, get ready, cook breakfast, because even though I feel like shit, and then like probably be like, we're gonna still have to do the plan. So like get on the subway or get in a car and go to this thing and be there for a couple of hours and probably deal with someone being tired, the kid, possibly tears, dealing with shit while I'm still feeling weak. Then get home and stuff to do with the dog and then feed the kid. And then they probably want to watch a movie, they can't, or play. Hopefully they play alone, but say that doesn't happen. Watch a movie, then do the bedtime and bathe them. It's like I don't, so when I say lost, it's like the ease of just being able to do what you want when you want without something, not without a high stake. The highest stake I have is that
Mhm.
Mello is bored because I'm laying on the couch, but I know that she's getting 2 walks.
Mhm.
The stake would be if I chose to do that with a
Yeah, she
kid
can
is that
leave her at
what is my
home.
kid doing at this time? They're probably just
Yeah. And even, like, going to
rotting.
the grocery store,
Hmm.
the girl mentioned, she was like, "I can't just get up and leave, I have to, like, put their clothes on, I have to get them ready," and she's like, "What if
Right.
they
There's
don't
a
wanna
whole
go to the
thing.
grocery store?"
Exactly.
And
Maybe we're fighting on
hi,
the
I
way to the
can't
grocery
go to
store
the
because they don't want to go. Exactly.
yeah, I can't go to the movies 'cause I have to like, you have to get a babysitter, like, you have to get a
That's a really
babysitter.
good point, Samantha, because I was looking this morning on Twitter, like I was scrolling through my phone before I got up, and it's what came up was someone being this kind of debate we're talking about. And somebody commented like, y'all act like having a kid, y'all can't still go to brunches and go to the art galleries that you're talking about. And then people with kids commenting being like, it's hell to bring my fucking kid to brunch. Like, because one, I'm now having to worry. Like, I'm talking with the girls, and all of a sudden it's like, "Mommy, this," or "I don't want this food," or they're crying because they're upset or they're tired, or it's like having to worry about packing all the shit and bringing it and lugging it. And I'm the only one with the kid, and we're all trying to talk. And then we might want to stay longer than the hour, but we can't because I have to go home because the kid. It's like it's very hard to maintain the same life you had without the kid. And because of
Mhm.
all that extra shit you don't think about, like the dressing them, the packing them, getting them there, da 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 da, and I just hope people are available. But I do think that's why it dawned on me that maybe that's why the majority of people have families are in suburbia because you don't do anything there. Like, you know what I'm saying? It's like the
Well,
possibility
that's
that
their
like
life.
yeah, and you just don't do anything there. Like I just think about like Sunday. Like Courtney was like, "Oh, you want to go to Spades night?" Me and Courtney went to this bar for Spades nights. We were there for like 2 hours. We met some people. It was fun, and then we like on the way home stopped at Halal Hut for her to get some food, and then we walked home. It's like that doesn't exist in the suburbs. You know what I'm saying? Like in the suburbs, you would have to get in a car and drive to a shopping center where there's bars. You know what I'm saying? It's like just the way of being able to just pick up and go and have a fun brunch does not exist in the suburbs in the way it does the city. So it's just like, so maybe that's why families are there, because you understand that shit is eliminated out of your life once you have a kid. So we might as well just go to the suburbs. We might as well just go to the suburbs where, that shit doesn't exist.
Got it. Yeah, that makes sense. That makes sense. But yeah, I definitely think that I'm just gonna have to see what happens. Like I'm glad that you know, honestly, we are our ancestors' wildest dreams, like just not like being able to have so much choice in our lives. Like, will I get married? Will I have a baby? Like, it's just nice to have that. It's just such a blessing. So I'm just gonna see what happens, like, And I think the more time, the more like you really understand what it means, I guess. And so it'll be really a choice if it does happen. So
Yeah, I just think that it's interesting. I feel like
but
this.
I
It's
do
like,
think like people. Sorry, I just want to say like I'm a big believer on just like you don't know until you know. A lot of times, like yes, you can be drilled into your head like having a kid will be a lot, but it's like just like until you do, like for some people, I don't know, especially like the time in which they choose to have a kid, maybe if they're like 25 or something. They don't, I feel like people's brains aren't even fully developed. Like they don't really get
well,
light
did you see
bulb
there was
away.
one article that said your brain doesn't fully develop until you're 32? I told Julia, damn, I just got developed, bitch. Like, I just turned 33. Like, it's like, I don't know. I just feel like, I don't know. I just feel like there's valid points on each side, but I think the thing that I'm most critical of is that as a person who is I'm not a parent, but for parents, you have chosen to be a parent. You know what I'm saying? At some point, you made the choice that I'm going to birth this baby and be a parent, or I'm going to pay for this baby and be a parent. So with that, I kind of don't want to hear the complaints about like what I need to be so lucky and da 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 and the privileges and da 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 da, because
Yeah.
this is completely something under your control that you could have just said I'm not going to do. But also, yes, I understand that it's probably it's not all roses, right? I feel like that's another thing. Like
No,
in
everybody can
movies,
have their complaints.
right,
Just don't put it towards the other,
right. And I feel like
whatever. We want
being
to
a
watch y'all's
parent,
content too.
and I also feel like the feelings that you're supposed to feel as a parent is often romanticized. Like I feel like, they're just like,
Yes.
it's like, I like it's the best
Every
thing I
day
ever
is
did,
perfect.
right. And just like, the love is so, I mean, I feel like you never hear the honest real shit where it's like, yeah, I miss where I could have just like take a Saturday and taken the Saturday off, or I miss
Mhm.
where I could just like pick up and go have fun things to do with my friends, like I do notice there's a difference, or even just be a single with my partner and to do fun things with my partner instead. Like I don't think that like
Mhm.
there's a space allowed for them to articulate those feelings. I think they
Well,
should have that
yes.
space, but
Yeah,
it shouldn't be
you
that you're
definitely
turning on
should.
people who choose to not have kids.
Yes,
It
because
should just be
honestly,
that,
we're gonna become the village, like
right.
we are the village. Like I love kids. It's just a
Mhm.
lot. I
I
love
think,
kids.
and I feel
I'm
like, yeah,
so
they just don't
happy that
say it.
some people I'm also like so happy that other people are having kids. Like,
Like I would
like
love to have like a personal interview with like a modern
and I have to go
father and a
soon.
modern, okay,
I gotta
a
go to work.
modern father and a modern wife, and just be like, sorry, mother, and just be like, tell me your thoughts on parenting. Like, it's like having kids. I'm not saying that,
That
we're
would
not
be
saying would you
good.
ever take them back. We're not saying all that, but we're just saying like, what are your honest reflections on it now? Like, what do you miss? What do you love about it? What do you miss about your past life? Because I would love to hear the honest, real shit. Because I feel like a lot of them miss their days where they could have a little more fun
Yeah. I
than
think
what they're having.
everybody
But it's also
yes,
fulfilling. It's also fulfilling.
for
I
sure.
understand that.
I
Mhm.
think I would love to see your interviews with people that you always ask like the best questions. Last thing, like just somewhere to end on. Did you see Doris West like ask what was it, Nick, if he was still with Olandria?
And
Did
what
you
did he
see that
say?
clip?
No, but what did he say?
He was like he was like, "Yeah, we're still together." Like no, she was like, "Did you break up with Olandria?" And he was like, "No, like we're still together." But it was just hilarious. It was like she's asking the questions that need to be asked, and I definitely think of you. Like, you be asking the questions that we want to know. I always be calling Alexis. I'm just like, what questions should I ask? Like, my mind don't be thinking like that sometimes. But
I
anyways,
mean, yeah, but this
we
was
gotta
fun. We'll
end.
see y'all next time. We gotta end. You know how it is.
Yes, send us an email, whoamitojudgepod@gmail.com. And yeah, we'll see you guys next week. Love you guys. Bye.
Bye.
Thank you so much for listening. Remember to email us your discussion topics at whoamitojudgepod@gmail.com. Also, remember to subscribe to Who Am I to Judge podcast on Spotify and everywhere you get your podcast. If you love us, please rate us and review. And if you don't, leave us alone. Tell a friend to tell a friend. See y'all next week. Bye, friends.